Hey, what's up, shitheads? Welcome back to the channel. Today, we're going to be checking out the Vitilin H5. And if what they say about this bike is true, this should be one of the best performance e-bikes for the money that's available on the market today. With dual 1,000 watt motors, 3,000 watts peak, and a claimed top speed of 40 miles an hour. 40! All for a current price of $1,299, minus any coupon codes I may have available. I know what you're thinking. Hey, this all sounds too good to be true. Well, stick around and let's find out if it is. Let's go ahead and get the unboxing. Set this aside. Give you a nice shot of the 52 volt, 25 amp hour battery. What's in the box? Owner's manual. Here's a supplied 52 volt 3 amp charger, which will charge the 25 amp hour battery from 0 to full in about 8.5 hours. Black metal pedals. Here we have what's beginning to look like the Vitilin H5. I like this setup here. It's a pretty secure mounting system for the front axle. Tighten down to 1 or 2 ugga-duggas. We get a closer look at the front 1,000 watt motor. Same on the rear motor. This has a all-in-one controller, which I believe is rated for 28 amps to the rear wheel and 26 amps to the front wheel. You want to put more power to the rear on these than you do to the front. But overall, you can see this bike's coming along nice. It's definitely a more traditional looking mountain bike, and I can tell you right now, this is a pretty small looking frame, and the Vitilan claims this will fit riders between 5'3" and 6'5". I can tell you from right here, this looks like it'd probably fit a rider shorter than 5'3", which, guys, is really nice because a lot of these bikes are absolutely massive. So I definitely appreciate seeing bikes that are smaller framed. This is a hardtail bike, so you can see there's no suspension in the rear, which does come with some advantages, with weight advantages being one of them. Picking this bike up without the battery, I can tell you, this thing feels pretty light. Let's see how it feels going up the stairs. Oh yeah, cakewalk. This has a front suspension fork, and you see it has basic adjustability. You have your preload here on the left stanchion and your compression over here on the right. And it just gives you an option between open and locked. This bike is equipped with Logan hydraulic disc brakes with 180 millimeter rotors front and rear. Plastic fenders front and rear. This bike also comes with this metal rack in the rear, which is a max weight capacity of 25 kilograms. However, I vastly prefer the way it looks without the rack, so I'm gonna go ahead and not put it on. Also, it does have a brake light on there as well. You can already tell looking at this front fender, it looks like it's very close to the controller box. And if you look at the instruction manual, the controller box depicted here is significantly smaller than this one. So, however, I don't really think this is much of a big deal. If it starts banging around, I'll just take off the front fender. But I'm guessing this is going to bang into the controller box pretty easily. Here we have the bike completely assembled. And overall, it's a really nice looking bike. I like the blue and black finish on here. It's got a flat black. As of now, this is the only color available on this bike. But overall, it's a pretty decent looking bike. This bike has a 7-speed drivetrain with the Shimano tourney derailleur and everybody's favorite Shimano SIS shifter. Give you a closer look at the cockpit on the H5. We have these rubberized grips that have a really large palm support area. These feel nice and comfy. We have our Logan hydraulic disc brake handles, and these feel very solid. I like the feeling of these. Horn and light control panel right here. This is the single or dual motor switch. We have the power control panel, and more on that in just a second. Our color LCD display, cell phone holder, Shimano SIS shifter, thumb throttle, and our other Logan hydraulic disc brake handle. To turn on the H5, you're going to press the power button here, and that's going to illuminate your LCD color display. We have our power gauge at the top, speedometer, pedal assist indicator, and there's 5 levels to choose from, and you press the plus or minus to toggle between those. You type the information button, it toggles through your different information settings. Tripometer, odometer, max speed, average speed, and voltage. Pretty basic display. Gives you all the information you're going to need without anything extra. This is a bit interesting. There is a headlight button here. If you press that, you'll see this illuminates. This shows that the headlight's on, but in fact the headlight is not on. But if you press the headlight button here, that is what actually turns the headlight on and off. And this bike also has a horn. This is a pretty decent horn. So we're in pedal assist 5, and it looks like the throttle takes us clear up to 47 miles an hour, so it doesn't look like we're gonna need to unlock this bike at all. This bike comes unlocked right from the factory. As mentioned before, they said this bike fits riders between 5'3" and 6'5". Here's what a 6'2" rider looks like on the Vitilin H5. Supply keys allow you to take this battery on and off so you can charge this battery wherever it's convenient for you. It is kind of a tight fit. Hold on guys, I gotta take this. What up? What's that? To replace the battery, simply do the reverse of removal. Lock it back down, and there you go, ready to rock and roll. All right, now that we've gone over all the specs and features of the Vitilin H5, what do you say we go do the fun part and take it for a ride? Come on guys, let's get going. All right guys, here we are out and about on the Vitilin H5. What I'm gonna tell you right away, as suspected, this front fender rubs right against that controller box. So I'm gonna go ahead and take this off and get back onto the road in just a minute. Okay, we're right around in pedal assist 1. Feels decently powerful, got me right up to 9 miles an hour. Let's go to pedal assist 2. Feel the power kicking in right away, gets us up to 15. Pedal assist 3, right up to about 20. Okay, pedal assist 4 is taking us up to about 25. Pedal assist 5 is gonna take us as fast as the bike can go, but we'll be doing more on that in just a little bit. And for reference, that was just in single motor mode, and this bike feels pretty powerful, I can tell you that. Definitely no slouch. I do notice though, there's a bit of a delay in the cadence sensor, so it doesn't kick in immediately. You do kind of have to get a half a rotation or so before it starts to kick in. So if you're in a higher gear like right now, you do kind of have to there is a bit of a delay in it. It's not the most immediate. But this bike definitely feels lighter than most e-bikes I ride. Hardtails definitely have their place. They're more playful, you can goof off on them more. It's a more firm ride, but not necessarily in a bad way. Like if you want to jump or do tricks and stuff, a lot of times you'll see people riding around hardtails and do bikes like that. So they're definitely more playful feeling in nature. Yeah, this bike is no slouch, that's for sure. There's definitely a soft start going on. It doesn't just throw the power right in there, so you feel it start to come in, but it's once it starts to give you that power, you know it's there. This bike is not slow by any means. I mean, you're getting a 25 amp hour, 52 volt battery, you're getting 3,000 watts total, dual motors, all for $1,299. That's hard to beat. There's bikes I've tested that aren't as fast as this, that cost significantly more. There are a lot of bikes that cost double this that don't have the same performance numbers that this bike has. So let's go ahead and try our dual motor mode here. Whoa, yeah. I'm only in pedal assist 3, and as soon as I kicked in dual motor mode, I felt an immediate boost of power come in. So we are gonna be going over this gravel, and this thing's no joke. It's just gliding right over this stuff. I do like that this has a soft start in it, because when you ride a dual motor bike, you'll notice a lot of times they just do burnouts. And at first you're like, oh, that's cool, it does burnouts, that's kind of fun. But honestly, it's really sketchy riding around when the tire's burning out, especially if you're gonna go around the corner. You're gonna be riding on terrain like this, gravel. When you start doing a burnout on the front tire, it's gonna wash you out whether you like it or not. So 24 by 4 inch fat tire e-bike, dual motors, you're gonna be able to take this thing on a significant amount of terrain. And something I'm noticing too, this display, I like this display, it's a nice display. It does not tell you whether or not single or dual motor is engaged. That is done just by if the button's pressed in, you're in dual motors. If the button's pressed out, you're in single motor. Personally, I feel like if I was riding this around, the majority of the time, I'd probably leave it in single motor mode, but you have that extra bit of power and boost there if you want it. But for the most part, this bike feels plenty powerful on single motor mode, and I'm just in pedal assist 3, no complaints at all. This bike is definitely not lacking on the power, that's for sure. So you're definitely gonna get a lot of performance for your money with this bike. $12.99 minus any coupon codes I may have available. I mean, you're not gonna touch anything close to this for almost, $2,000 and up. So this is a very good value. So let's see how the H5 does on the Planks of Doom. Gives you that little grace period when the power comes in, but once it starts coming in, it's brace yourself, winter is coming. Here we are in the Planks of Doom, making our way through. Can't go too fast. So far, no problem. Smaller form factor helps here, smaller wheels. But you know, you make one mistake here and you're going to be taking the shortcut through the blackberry bushes and through a world of hurt and pain. And I'm not interested in doing that today. So we're definitely limiting our speed and power output through here, but absolutely no problem with the planks of doom. We ate it right up. A lot of the times with these faster bikes, you kind of just leave them in the top gear and then set it and forget it. But with the little delay and the cadence sensor here and the soft start, I definitely find myself utilizing the lower gears on here. And then once you get pedaling, I do upshift. So I'm getting a decent amount of feedback pedaling all the way up to about 25 to 30 miles an hour. You can kind of get some feedback in the pedals. So it's decent gearing for pedaling. Gentlemen, it's time to see how fast we can get this thing going on throttle only. We are in dual motor mode, pedal assist 5, and we are off. Definitely got that soft start in there. Oh, I feel the power coming in now. We're moving. 20. 30. 35. 38. 40. 41. Looks like we're maxing out right about 42 miles an hour. This thing is no joke. This is a fast e-bike, that's for sure. So now we're gonna back on the bike trail, but you know what? We're gonna take the path least traveled today because we got the power, we got the 24 by 4 inch off-road tread tires, and why not? We can. Definitely bumpier. You're gonna find yourself wanting to use your legs as suspension, get up off the saddle on this bike, but these bikes are more playful. There's a use case scenario for them. You're gonna probably find yourself riding this thing more spirited than you would a bike that's more comfortable, just because this bike begs you to push your limits a little bit. And we're going up here, a second off-road trail. Woo! Oh yeah, just destroyed that hill, no problem at all. This thing is so much more powerful than your typical class 2, class 3 e-bike. This bike is just fun to ride. A lot of bikes don't necessarily tick that box. I mean, all bikes are inherently fun to ride, but this bike is especially fun to ride. It's powerful, it's playful, it's pretty light, it's just fun. This is just wants you to ride around spirited. I think my 24 by 4 inch tires are my favorite tire size. I could even see going smaller, like a 24 by 3 inch. Not as common. I don't know why more bikes don't use this size tire. All right, it's time for everybody's favorite part of the review, the brake test. Let's see how well these brakes stop from 20 miles an hour. Oh yeah, these brakes are really good. You're gonna slide before these brakes are gonna give out. So these brakes have a really good amount of stopping power. These are just good quality handles, and the brake feel, there's a lot of resistance. These just feel really solid. I really like these Logan branded brakes. I wish more bike companies would use them. The nice thing about this bike is, yes, it does exceed class 3 specifications. You can go up to 40 miles an hour, but this looks like an e-bike. So I don't think you're gonna raise any suspicion from law enforcement riding around on this at all, unless you're just riding like a jerk. But I feel like, yes, it does exceed class 3, but I don't think you're gonna be on anybody's radar at all riding around on this bike. Here we are, it's the hill test. Now we're gonna do this on dual motor mode, pedal assist 5, throttle only, and I'm gonna tell you already, this is gonna have no problem going up. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna have to modulate my speed. Hello. Oh yeah, this thing's just accelerating up the hill. 17 miles an hour, 16, we're slowing down a little bit now. But this thing's making easy work, and this hill is no joke, I'll tell you that much. I don't know why you'd want to joke around a hill, but Misery Hill is no joke. 15 miles an hour, coming around the final corner. Oh yeah, 16, this bike absolutely destroyed Misery Hill. This bike is a very capable climbing machine. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to be doing the advanced tilt test on here. Let's see if we can do it let's see if we can do it throttle only. Pedal assist 5, dual motor mode, and we are off to the races. 14, we're slowing down. Oh, we're gonna do it. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, we made it up. One thing I did want to point out real fast, and I've seen this happen on a few other bikes that have the same setup. You can tell the front tire is in fact rubbing here under when it hits big enough bumps. Doesn't look like it's rubbing super bad, and for reference, I weigh 240 pounds plus about 10 pounds of gear, so I'm not the lightest rider, but as expected, this is hitting that box just a little bit. What fun is going up the hills, guys, if we can't go back down, right? Now, I'm guessing downhill is not going to be the strong point of the H5, but we'll see. Oh yeah, that was fun. Not too bad, but that's not super bumpy. I would not want to be taking this thing down any super bumpy descents, but it's going to do fine on smooth road. I didn't start this ride at a very full charge. It was about 58 volts. Full charge is 58.8, and now I'm down to 50.8. So if you're using up both motor, full power modes, doing hill climbs, putting this thing through its paces or riding it spirited like you're probably going to, you're definitely not going to get the best range on here, that's for sure. But if you're riding around in single motor mode, being a little more sparing with the power, then you'll probably get 30 miles or so on this, I would guess. So there you guys have it, it's the Vitilin H5. Some things I really like about this bike: number one, the price tag, $12.99. Number two, the power. This bike is very powerful and very fast. Number three, it's got really good brakes. Number four, it's surprisingly light, nimble, and playful. It's got a really comfortable seat as well. Some things I'm not too fond of, it's a hardtail bike, which can be a plus or minus depending on how you want to ride it. The front fork's not the best, and the fender rubs into the controller box. I had to remove the front fender. But all in all, guys, for $12.99, I feel like this bike is an absolute no-brainer. I'll take it one step further than that. I'd say for $12.99, for even if this bike was a single motor configuration, I would still say it's worth the $1,299 price tag, because there are a lot of bikes in this segment of the market that cost more than this that don't deliver half the performance. So I feel if you're interested in this type of bike, this is an absolute no-brainer. If you're interested in purchasing a Vitilin H5, you can use the link in the description of the video. Doing so does help support my channel. And guys, if I have any coupon codes, I'll have that down there for you as well. But as always, guys, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe, and we'll catch you in the next one. Peace.